This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Tamika Fox. In this week's broadcast, members encouraged to become stewards for God, and Family Islands conclude convention. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. Holy Convocation commenced in the South Bahamas Conference, focusing on stewardship and discipleship from February 1st to 8th. According to Atlantic Caribbean Union Director and Stewardship Leader, Pastor Andrew Burrows, the goal of Holy Convocation Week is to bring everyone together to commit to being faithful stewards.
Holy Convocation is a coming together of stewardship directors, pastors, and leaders in a particular region or geographical area where they are trained, equipped, and motivated and encouraged in the area of stewardship. And then they go to their local fields, their local churches, and carry the principles. The idea with Holy Convocation is to come together to get everyone involved, the group, to make a commitment to being faithful stewards.
This initiative was historic, as the first time in the Inter-American Division had sponsored the Holy Convocation in the Atlantic Caribbean Union. As part of the initiative, 20 stewardship directors, pastors, and leaders from different territories in the Inter-American Division traveled to the ATCO territory and conducted a week-long series on stewardship.
Namely, the Caribbean Union, the Dutch Caribbean Union, the Panama Union, the East Mexico Union, and the Jamaica Union. These pastors, 20 of them came from these 5 unions, and they were dispersed throughout the Atlantic Caribbean Union in all the fields, the North Bahamas Conference, the Cayman Islands Conference, the Turks and Caicos Islands Conference, and of course the South Bahamas Conference. And part of the initiative is that each night, except Thursday night, they were assigned to the various churches, and they would preach a stewardship message, teach in their own unique style, a stewardship message.
During the week, the visiting pastors, along with local pastors, gathered at the Hillview Church for a 2-day Stewardship Leadership Institute.
As a part of Holy Convocation, all of the visiting pastors and the local pastors and the stewardship leaders, stewardship directors, and even members in our local churches or leaders in our local churches, during 2 days of the Holy Convocation, we come together just for seminars so that we could be equipped. We could further have a better and a clearer understanding of what stewardship is.
2 of the main presenters for the seminar were the Executive Secretary of the Inter-American Division, Pastor Leonard Johnson, and the Stewardship Director of Inter-America, Pastor Roberto Herrera. Pastor Johnson emphasized the importance of pastoral leadership, urging those present to model Christ and be faithful to him.
Ellen White makes it clear that when we model Christ and we're connected to Christ, you could go into situations where it does not appear to be promising and productive. And I'm telling you, God uses you to bring life into that church. Those who occupy positions of influence, that's you and I, and responsibility in the church should be foremost in the work of God. We don't tell people and command people, but we are there with them, training them and showing them and giving them opportunities. And when our light burns brightly, she says that 1,000 torches will be kindled. Ministry means more than sermonizing. Pastors should visit the people in their homes, talking and praying with them in earnestness and humility. And then no minister is sufficiently equipped for his work who does not know how to meet people at their homes.
Pastor Herrera discussed the importance of understanding the health of congregations and the challenges faced by the church in establishing new healthy churches.
Institutionally, there is a great need to strengthen our congregations. All of them, without exception, would benefit from a revitalization process. And I say that because we can all be better. If we take care of our congregations, it would help the conservation of baptized members and their spiritual maturity. Sometimes we have great evangelistic program, but there is not too much consideration about the conservation of the people that will bring as a result of those programs. But when you take care of the congregations, you preserve people, you conserve people, you know? And that's why it's so important to focus on congregations.
The convention concluded with one final evening service at the Hillview Seventh-day Adventist Church on February 8th. During the service, the Union Territories shared their reports on the Stewardship Emphasis Week. South Bahamas Conference President Pastor Kennedy reported the members' enthusiasm of the week and its impact, which resulted in 12 baptisms, with 10 of those baptisms occurring in North Andros. The service concluded with a charge by the treasurer of the Inter-American Division, Evelise Herrera, who encouraged the members to seek God for guidance on how to become faithful stewards for Him. One of the guest speakers from the week, Pastor Roy Dennis, shared his experience participating in the Holy Convocation Week.
I'm just grateful for the privilege to be here in Nassau, Bahamas. I can be appreciated for the warm hospitality that I have received by the team here. I'm also grateful for the unity and support that I see among the three churches involved in the program. And I think what also stood out for me is the spirit-filled worship service, short spirit-filled worship services, especially the music items were impactful for me.
At the end of January, the Crooked and Acklins Island District held their Family Island Convention, which ran from January 29th to February 4th, 2025. Charms Director Kenesha Sims and Youth Director Pastor Manasseh Sims led the week's activities. The couple traveled to the islands to share the message of hope under the theme, Commissioned for Mission. The directors began their interaction with church members and the local community through a Wednesday night prayer and Bible study, and a charm convention held on Friday under the theme, Running the Race of Faith with Jesus. This event saw children across the island engage in a worship service and fun lesson-filled activities. Delivering a power-packed sermon on Sabbath at the Landrell Point Church in Crooked Island, Pastor Sims reminded those in attendance that they can be confident in God.
I'm confident not in my history, not in my own activity. I am confident because of what Jesus did. I'm confident that He is able to take me before the Father without spot or blemish. I am confident because it's His sacrifice that nailed my sins to that cross. I am confident because no one will be able to judge me ever again because His righteousness will cover me. I am confident that when I stand before God, I'm going to get my reward because Jesus bore my sins, because Jesus paid it all, because Jesus will complete that work in me. What do you say?
On Sabbath evening, a mission-minded training was also held at the Landrell Point Church, where members were challenged to change their mindsets and accept the call of being on the mission field for God. But first, each person would need to be transformed into becoming mission-minded disciples. Throughout the week, the Sims also visited the Ulrich H. Ferguson Primary School and the Admiral Ferguson Senior High School in Crooked Island and the Lovely Bay, Snall Corner, and Salina Point Primary Schools in Acklins. They took the time to read to the students, sharing Bible and Bahamian stories that encouraged the students to dream big and believe in themselves. Members of the Landrell Point and Lovely Bay District of Churches in Crooked Island and Acklins were encouraged to remain faithful to the mission of God. COVID-19 has not only disrupted our educational system, but has also dealt it a severe blow. While students and educators alike turned to technology to bridge the gap, most learners discovered content and other resources that are hampering their learning. So the dreaded period is continuously blamed. However, educators in the Humanities Department at Bahamas Academy no longer desire to remain in this blame game. Thus, they have begun an initiative called Speak Standard English Day. It commenced at the beginning of the school year in September 2024. Once a month, students and staff speak only standard English for an entire day. After each day, the initiative is evaluated. Recommendations are noted and once approved, implemented in the program. In January, males were asked to wear bow ties, while females wear fascinators. The library also had a tea party for its regular users. This inclusion has sparked renewed interest for some and excitement for others. We look forward to the improvements in our students' expression and writing styles as they continue to speak standard English, even if it's just one day each month. When we come back, we'll have more on what's coming up in the South Bahamas Conference.
So, Miss Hans, what are you so happy about?
Haven't you heard?
Heard about what?
On Sunday, February 23rd, 2025 at 2 p.m., there will be a relaunch of the SDA Educators Association.
So where will this event be held?
At Bahamas Academy.
What? So with that outfit you're looking at, that means it's gonna be churchy?
No, smart casual.
So, smart casual. What will we be doing there?
Meet, greet, collaborate, discuss trends in education, socialize, and pray.
Ooh, I'm so excited. That means we're not planning on being long.
Not at all. There will be prizes and surprises and light refreshment.
My next question, who will be invited?
All Seventh-day Adventist educators, whether you work at Bahamas Academy or not.
You talk about educators. What about counselors and people in special services?
Yes, and administrators too.
Oh, okay. Well, let me get some more details.
Join us on Sunday, February 23rd, 2025 at Bahamas Academy at 2 p.m. for the relaunch of the SDA Educators Association. See you there.
Welcome back to our Adventist News. And coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, 12 evangelistic series are currently happening throughout the South Bahamas Conference and will conclude on February 22nd, 2025. Pastors from across the Inter-American Division are here in the Bahamas to share the good news of God throughout our country. Visit one of our local sites to see how God is moving in this conference. Bahamas Academy is celebrating Literacy Month on February 20th. Join the faculty, staff, and students for the annual Literacy Night Under the Sea on the school's grounds. The Women's Ministries Department of the South Bahamas Conference will host a joint Leaders Consecration Service and Award Ceremony at the Maranatha Seventh-day Adventist Church on Sunday, February 23rd, 2025 at 5 p.m. Since 1990, the Department of Women's Ministries at the General Conference of Seventh-day Adventists has promoted a special day when women can strengthen their spiritual bonds as they pray for and with each other. The International Women's Day of Prayer for 2025, which will be held in the Seventh-day Adventist Church on March 1st. The theme for the day is Reach Out. For more information on this initiative, you can visit the Adventist Women's page at www.women.adventist.org. Single adults of every kind, mark your calendars for Saturday, March 1st, 2025 at 7 p.m. The Adult Singles Adventist Ministry team of Centerville Church is planning the year's first specialized program entitled Get to Know Me, with enjoyable strategic activities, including coaching in personal presentation and social interaction, eats, and prizes. All health enthusiasts and persons interested in healthy living are invited to a 2025 8 Weeks to Wellness Diabetes Edition under the theme, I Choose to Beat Diabetes. The meetings will begin on March 3rd and will conclude on April 28th. The meetings will be held nightly on Zoom from 6 to 7:30 p.m. For more information, call 428-4251 or 341-4021. The relaunch of the Seventh-day Adventist Educators Association will be held on February 23rd, 2025 at Bahamas Academy grounds at 2 p.m. Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all our upcoming conference events. There, you can also view a rebroadcast of our Adventist News Updates, along with other local programming from our cable channel, ATV 658, and read the weekly logos and the Adventist page from the Nassau Guardian.
The kidneys are two bean-shaped organs, the size of a fist, that have the responsibility of removing bodily waste. These organs are located under the lower parts of the rib cage on both the left and right side of the backbone. Your kidneys perform three main tasks. They filter the waste materials from food, medication, and toxic substances, control the production of red blood cells, and release hormones that regulate blood pressure. Kidney stones are an ailment which are caused when minerals and salt clump together and form hardened deposits. To prevent kidney stones naturally, Healthline suggests that you simply stay hydrated, eat calcium-rich foods, and consume less sodium and animal protein. Look out for symptoms such as back pain below the ribs, cloudy or foul-smelling urine, nausea, and vomiting. Treatments in most cases include drinking plenty of water to help the stones to pass, but in more severe cases, surgery may have to be done. This has been Tanya Nomafo with your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television, and remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
Let's go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
Healthcare is evolving at Advent Health with the launch of its innovative Hospital at Home program. This initiative allows eligible patients to receive hospital-level care from the comfort of their own homes. With advanced technology, 24/7 monitoring, and personalized care, the program is transforming how patients recover and heal. Let's take a closer look at how Advent Health is bringing whole person care beyond the hospital walls.
Advent Health Hospital at Home is literally bringing the hospitalization of patients to the comfort of their own home. Hi! There is a lot of research that shows that patients being in their natural environment, surrounded by their families, their friends, and their personal belongings, that it increases the chances of healing.
Thank you. We feel like it'll benefit our community because this is what the community wants. All of our primary care physicians, they want their patients to be at home. They know that's the best environment for patients to recover from any kind of illness.
So you want me to hit that?
Yes. What's innovative is the technology that we have that's bridging the connection to the patient in the home and to their providers 24/7.
Your blood pressure looks great, so I will call you this evening to perform a check-in call.
All right, well, thank you very much.
We're going to be able to deliver excellent care that they need in the place they want to be, their home.
We're going to check your oxygen level, okay?
Okay.
Of course, we're not going to do ICU patients at home, but for the most part, most conditions we can treat at home.
Well, that's it for for our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. To share what is happening at your church, please email your news stories and upcoming events to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming and to keep in touch with what's happening at our conference, visit our website at southbahamasconference.org. The SBC Media Network's Facebook and Instagram pages are filled with lots of materials from the Communications Department, so you would want to check those out. And remember to subscribe, like, follow, and share. You can watch and listen to programs from our radio station, Word SBC 88.3 FM, and our Adventist television channel, ATV 658. Get updates, insights, and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. The programming from the ATV 658 can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference YouTube channel. So, feel free to watch a recap of our Adventist news. On behalf of our production team, it is our pleasure to bring you tonight's news updates. I'm Tamika Fox for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.